everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Cassandra from the blog Craftable Ever After, and as always I'm so glad that you guys popped by for a little visit, a yarny talk, a talk about amigurumi, crochet, toys, yarn. It's awesome. I love chatting to you guys. Thank you so much for taking the time to visit with me today. Now today is another one of my how much can I make challenges. So this started several months ago with my first challenge, where I tried to see how many toys can I crochet using 200 grams of fingering weight yarn. So a super fine or a weight 1. And I'll pop a picture in here somewhere on the screen of the toys that I made during that challenge. Now, at that stage, I didn't think I was going to do more challenges, but I enjoyed seeing how much I could make. So I thought, well, I'm going to try the same thing in various different yarn weights throughout the year and see how it differs, how many toys I can make with each different size of yarn. So the first one was the fingering weight. Then a couple of months ago also I did the second challenge where I used a DK weight, and I'll pop a picture in of the toys I made, in the amount of toys I made with 200 grams of DK weight, so a yarn weight 3. And then in my Hobby Lobby Happy Mail I received a couple of skeins of worsted weight yarn, so a yarn weight 4. Now it's not a yarn that I work with regularly at all. I prefer thinner yarns. My favorite yarn is a fingering weight or a weight 1. More specifically the Rainbow Cotton from Hobby, Rainbow Cotton 84. I love using that specific yarn, but it's interesting to see how much you can get from other weights. And I know a 4 weight is a very popular size or a very popular weight of yarn. A lot of people make their toys with a weight 4 or worsted weight. So I was interested to see how much I can make with 200 grams of worsted weight yarn. So I'll pop a picture in of the 2 skeins, because obviously they are now worked up. I don't have any more to show you. But they were, like I mentioned, a Hobby Lobby yarn. They were called Yarn Bee Stitch 101 Acetate. So this is the one label. It was redwood, which is a very nice burgundy type of color. And then the second skein I had was Yarn Bee Tweed Indeed Golden Tweed. So the specs on these ones, they were 100 grams or 3.5 ounces. 165 meters or 180 yards, 100% acetate. Now, I have never worked with a yarn that is acetate or contained acetate at all before, so I had no idea how it was going to work up. It was beautifully soft. It was silky, silky smooth. It was an absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous yarn. When you felt it, it's very soft, very smooth. It's got a nice gloss to it. So I was very excited to see what I could end up making with these 2 100 gram skeins of yarn. Sorry, they were upside down there. So these 2. So I did use every single fiber of these 2 skeins. And I was a bit surprised because if you saw from the photos that I showed on the fingering weight and the DK weight, I got quite a few toys out of it. So this episode might be a little short because I don't have a lot of things to show you. Now, the first thing I wanted to make was this gorgeous bunny pattern that I found on Etsy. I knew the colors would work well, sort of like a little fall, autumn bunny. I thought it was going to be perfect. And I'll pop the name of the pattern down below and in the description box because I can't remember who it's from. But this was the first thing I made. Now this yarn, as you can see from the tweed on the mustardy color, oh, it's absolutely lovely. It worked like a dream. I used a 3.5 millimeter hook. Now I prefer using 2.5 millimeters with a fingering weight yarn. So I think I probably should have used a bigger hook with a 4-weight yarn, but 3.5 was the biggest I could go. I just struggled too much using hooks bigger than that. But it worked well. So 3.5 millimeter on this weight 4. Actually, I didn't struggle at all. So this was this gorgeous bunny. Now let me tell you the first problem I encountered. So I started with this yellow. And I actually had a few bunny patterns lined up because I thought, well, maybe 2 or 3 bunnies I should be able to make with it. Obviously, I don't know 4 weights that well because I was in for a shock in the fact that I couldn't finish this bunny with one full 100 skein of yarn. No, folks, I had to work the whole top part of his arm in the red. So when I finished the head, the body, the legs, and the ears, I knew for a fact either my bunny was going to have very, very short arms if I wanted him all the same color. Also, he would not have a tail. Now, the pattern, strangely enough, does not come with a little bunny tail, but I always put little tails on bunnies. But from the pattern, I knew I was not going to have enough to finish. So with the very last bit of yarn I had, I divided it exactly in 2. Then I worked the arm as far as that first piece of yarn would go. And then I continued in this maroon color. I did the same for the second arm. So there was zero of this yellow color left. And I couldn't complete one full bunny. Now, the whole time I was working, all I could think of was if I had used a thinner yarn, I could probably make 2 bunnies out of the same amount. Now I can't even finish one. But anyway, so I finished his arms in the maroon because the pattern does come with a little outfit. So I used the rest of the maroon to do, it's like a little shirt. Looks more like a brown on the screen. It's very odd, but it's a beautiful, beautiful. Now this, bringing it closer, does not help at all. It's a very beautiful maroon color. So I knew that if I was going to make this little shirt and his arms were poking through, it's just going to look like he's got long sleeved shirts on. So let me just quickly put his little shirt back on, because then you don't notice at all that the arms are made in different colors. So actually it doesn't bother me a whole lot. It worked out well. So there we go. That's his little shirt that he's got on. And as you can see with his arms sticking out, it just looks like he's got little sleeves on his outfit. You'll never, okay, it won't bother anyone unless they take his little shirt off. But he's very, very cute. I loved working on this bunny. It was super easy to make. It's really easy. And then I just use a bit of my own fingering weight cotton to make a little tail. It's not exactly the same color, but in the greater scheme of things, like, you won't really, it's not a massive difference. So folks, I was obviously very shocked at this point because I couldn't finish one bunny with 100 grams of worsted weight yarn. I was shocked. Now, by the time I finished his little shirt, I had used up half of the second 100 grams as well. So all my plans to make all these lovely bunnies were now out the window because I knew from all the patterns that I picked out, I would not be able to finish another bunny. So I've got this one gorgeous bunny in his gorgeous outfit. So I thought, oh, well, what am I going to make now? I need something small. So of course, I went to one of my go-tos, which is my own pattern, and it is for the bunny, the Buddy Bunny. Now, to be honest, I also wasn't sure if I was going to complete this guy or not, but I did. Thank goodness. would have been very sad if I had like half of a bunny. But he worked out really well. So I used the majority of the skein that I had left went into my buddy bunny. I had a very, very small amount left once I completed little buddy bunny. And I will show you what I made with the remaining yarn. This. A teeny tiny little bunny head. So it's just like a little ball. I think I increased to like, start with 6, increase with 1, increase with 2. I think I increased up to 3. So 3 single crochet increase. Then I did about 4 rows and then I decreased again. And I just had very small amounts. Actually, with the amount I had left, I started making 1 ear. So I was not going to have enough to do a second ear. And then I did the same what I did with the arms. I cut the remaining yarn I had exactly in half and then just made much, much smaller little bunny ears. And that was it. Can you believe it? 200 grams of worsted weight yarn. And this is what I got. One gorgeous bunny. One very cute small bunny. Now let me just put them next to each other so that you can see. So Buddy Bunny is very small. So this bunny is gorgeous. I love him. And then a very tiny second bunny. And an even tinier bunny head. This is it, folks. 200 grams of worsted weight yarn. And this is all I could get. This is why every time I watch a video and people, like I don't do it. If my yarn is finished, I chuck the ball band in the bin. I don't keep my ball bands because obviously with fingering weight yarn, the skeins are very small. So I feel like, I don't know, I'm going to have just too many things I've got to keep track of. So if the ball band comes off, I chuck it. But a lot of people have these bins and bins of ball bands at the end of the year. And I always wonder, how do they manage to work through so much yarn? Now I know, folks, because you can only make one bunny with an entire 100 gram skein of worsted weight yarn. This was the most interesting of my how much I can make challenges yet. I am actually a bit shocked. So let me know what you guys think. I know very, very many people enjoy working with worsted weight yarn. Tell me if you're surprised by the outcome. I was surprised. Maybe if you work with worsted weight a lot, you're not surprised at all and you know this is exactly what you're going to get with it. I was very surprised. So there we go, friends. This is my video for today. How much can you make with 200 grams of worsted weight yarn? There we have it. All right, folks, that is it for today. Thank you so much again for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the video. Pop some comments down below. I absolutely love chatting to you all every week. It is so much fun. You always have great tips. You always have great comments. I love it. Keep them coming. Today's Wednesday, the 28th of September. And I think I might be popping in a quick video again on Friday because I have something very interesting and a little different from my usual things that I want to show you guys. So I'm hoping to get the video out by Friday. If not, I will see you in whenever the next video is going to be. But keep an eye out. I'm hoping to chat to you guys again on Friday. In the meantime, I hope you have a fantastic day. Stay safe and stay creative.